Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to be doing some live stream of Atari 2600. One of the things I always like to live stream on. It's the thing I like about Atari is that you can like switch from so many different games. You don't have to just stick to one, and it just keeps the things going, a lot more interesting. But like I always say, I always want to like eventually start doing some more other things like Nintendo and some other games like maybe Sega Genesis. But I always enjoy the Atari live streams because it just gives me an excuse to play some great Atari 2600 games, and I can just keep going between this game and that game and stuff. So hopefully my stream is going all right. Hey, we got Adam Henry in the chat there. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Oh, well, hopefully that's not going to be continuous. I know. I think we have somebody in my house watching Netflix, so that might be causing problems there. Extreme Rec 2000. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, and I got this plugged in right into my modem, so it's been a while since I actually did a stream. Actually, I probably haven't done a stream since sometime last year. Being that now we're in the new millennium, the 2020. Anyways, let's hope that the stream picks up and more people come in, and we can actually have some fun playing some Atari. I'm always welcome to suggestions. Just a note though that I won't always play your suggestions, but hey, throw them out there if you want to see some games, and I might see one in the list there, and I'll decide to play it. And yeah, we got lots and lots of games to play. I haven't decided actually which game to play yet, so let's just hope that the stream evens out here. I know it looks a little bit off. Well, I'm trying to watch this on my other browser here, so throw some stuff in the text there. Extreme Rec is saying, have you ever played Astro War? I think I actually just looked that one up not too long ago. Take away the other person's Netflix privileges. Yeah, that's a good one. It's my daughter, so that'll be harder to do than said. I mean, play Epic Adventure. Alright, well, let's see what happens. I'm going to try. Hopefully the, let's see here. Let me go through. What was the one that, Astro Wars and Atari 20... Yeah, I think I was just actually looking that one up. Astro War. I don't know why. It's like a rare game it wasn't really here. Yeah, there it is there, Astro War. Unknown. Is this the one? Yeah, it's funny, I was just looking this one up. Let's give it a shot. I think it's kind of like a horizontal scrolling Astro Smash style game. I don't know if there's much to this. And this wasn't, as far as I understand, it wasn't available in North America. There's only the PAL region where this game existed. But it's like they literally just took Astro Smash and said, let's just turn it sideways. And, it's not bad. Evil Ubuntu. What's going on, man? Let me know if the stream is crap, because I can't tell from my end. I'm looking at the video game, and so if the stream is really bad, I can maybe take a little bit of a break. Astro Smash is annoying because you lose score constantly. Yeah, I love Astro Smash, but only on the Intellivision. The Atari version Astro Blast, I'm really terrible at it. Can't play that one worth a damn. Maybe because I always try to play it with the joystick instead of the what do you call it, the paddle controllers, which I think you need to play it with. Yo, it's the Atari Creep. What's going on, man? Creeping it real. hey, you know, the Atari Creep is almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is really cool. I think if you haven't subscribed to Atari Creep and you like Atari, you need to get over to his channel. Look up Atari Creep, and you'll find him there. He does a lot of cool stuff. And you need to subscribe to the Atari Creep. Oh wow, this is just like Astro Smash. It changes colors. So this is literally just a horizontal Astro Smash. It's pretty cool. And I think I saw a few other extra things popping in there. But the asteroids move a little bit slow in this. Like, look how slow they're moving. Like, does it speed up or what? To play with a paddle controller, it's very different. Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, jeez, I think that was one of those things in Astro Smash that if it touches the ground, you explode. I guess I didn't notice. The problem with this game is that everything's the same color. Like with Astro Smash and Astro Blast, they made a good, you know, they actually colorized everything so you can kind of see the difference in certain rocks and, you know, things that will kill you were a different color. This, everything's the same color. And I just find that I'm just shooting rocks that are not moving really fast. I just can't watch the Atari Creep videos when kids are around. Yeah, I guess that's a caveat there. If you like watching your YouTube videos with the sound on, with the speakers on, and there's children in the room, then yeah, the Atari Creep might not be the good choice there. Get some headphones, you know. Yeah, put some headphones on, and they won't hear it. They won't know. They'll just see the creepy guy on the screen. That's it. That's it. Just the creep. They won't see the. They won't hear the foul language. But you know, that's cool. A lot of YouTubers have the foul language. So not a big deal. The Boston in me can't help it. Yeah, he's from Boston. He's got the Boston accent. You can hear it. Hey, things are getting faster. But you know what though? Maybe this is because it's a PAL or something, but the color scheme on this just seems like it's varying colors of crap, like poop, like all different shades of brown and yellow. I don't know if it's, is it just because it's a PAL thing and I'm playing on the NTSC settings or something like that, and maybe this would normally be in color or something, but what's with the brown and yellows? Like, that was one of my favorite parts about Astro Smash on the Intellivision, was that it was like nice, bright red, blue, purple colors and black and white. Not turd. I believe this game was only released in PAL regions. The UK might not have got it, Australia and France. Yeah. James Campbell! Hey, what's going on, man? I was wondering when you were going to do a stream again. Yeah, I mean, over the holidays, it's just been busy, and just so many things going on, so much stuff happening, and if you've watched a lot of my videos, you'll notice I also started another channel because, you know, for some reason I think I have a lot of time on my hands. But yeah, so I started another channel where I'm focusing on card games because I decided to get back into card games again. Not that I have all the time in the world to do all this stuff, but hey, I'm gonna try and fit it all in. But yeah, I mean, I think with Brian's Man Cave, this channel, I'm gonna put the primary focus on it, and I want to like continue doing my 2 videos a week and my streams and stuff. It's just that you know, there's just so much going on. What is this game's title? Astro War is the title. Oh. Brian said everybody's name except mine. I think he doesn't like me. Boo-hoo. Stu's Game Reviews. Of course I like you. Didn't I not say you? I'm sorry I didn't say you. I guess I'm just kind of reading and playing at the same time here. And losing a lot. Holy crap, this game does start to amp up on the difficulty settings, eh? Have you had any COPPA issues? No. No, I haven't. And I didn't think I would. I thought that a lot of that COPPA thing was it was a scare tactic that a lot of people were perpetuating on YouTube that, you know, obviously we were concerned that, what if YouTube took it seriously and started to, you know, fully implement it, but I just don't see it happening. I can't see YouTube shutting down every single gaming channel because they play games. And, you know, a few people made a great point about it. The No Swear Gamer actually did a really good video on it, talking about all the people out there that have actually been sued over this COPPA thing, and the only businesses that were actually sued were the multi-billion-dollar companies. Everybody else was left alone. So, yeah, nothing ever actually happened from that. It was just a big, you know, litigation, you know, technicality kind of bullshit. Nothing was gonna happen out of it. It's, you know, whatever. I kind of knew nothing was gonna happen, but you know, it gave a lot of content creators some good topics to talk about and some scare tactics and. But yeah, nothing really happened. You know, if anything, you know, maybe a few videos might get flagged here and there, but I don't think anybody's channel is gonna get taken down. No Swear Gamer's still going at full capacity. The Atari Creep, I'm still going. You know, a lot of my YouTube buddies are still going. Retro Nostalgic Nerd, Retro Now, whatever he calls himself on YouTube, he's still going, and he just talks about Transformers, video games, and Transformers and video games. He's still going. So a lot of the YouTubers are still going. Nothing ever came from that. Definitely find this to be a lot different experience than Astro Smash. Rex Warden, and when Google determines that you are unprofitable to them, they can and will purge you. Meh, it might happen. You know, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. If YouTube thinks that I'm not profitable enough and I'm just, you know, one of the 10 million YouTubers out there doing the exact same stuff over and over again, that's fine. You know, whether they shut me down or they prevent me from monetizing my videos or whatever they can, you know, powers that be, then so be it. You know, I have the other channel that I started, and that's in, you know, in the same vein. I talk about card games, playing cards, and I do deck reviews and all that stuff. And if they're gonna call that for kids too, well, whatever. You know, that's a new channel. I only got like 17 subscribers on it, so it's not a big deal. And if they shut it down, they shut it down. What am I gonna do? You said your videos aren't appropriate for children, but you lied. Your channel's now terminated. Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to go to that extreme, they can do it. I mean, this is not my platform. This is YouTube's or Google's platform, so they can do whatever they want. If they want to shut the little guys down, they can shut the little guys down. All that means is that some other platform can like rise above and give you know, give us little guys a chance. I'm not going to change my format just because I have to fit in with YouTube's algorithms, or you know, try not to sound like I'm for kids and, you know, have to go on and swear on every video and talk about adult content. I mean, that's not right. I shouldn't have to change my content or my format just because of YouTube. What's the point? Yeah, I can just do like what Extreme Rec is saying. You know, just do some porn. Atari 2600 porn games. You can play Custer's Revenge all day long. There you go. See if that's for kids. I don't know. You always have to remember, though, this is a free platform that we're allowed to use, and we can't really complain. I'm not paying YouTube to do this, and, you know, in some regards, they're paying me to do this, so... They have the right to take it away whenever they feel like. Oh my god, I just got blown up. This game is actually not bad. You know, I remember looking into this and wondering what it was, and it's not too bad. You know, maybe if I want, I'll do a separate video just on this game alone. This will be fun. Not crazy about the color schemes and stuff, but it's pretty cool. My videos aren't appropriate for adults, never. Yeah, the Atari Creeps videos aren't appropriate for anybody. Let's see, what else do we got there? Playing cars. And... This has been another episode of Games I Suck At. Yeah, I haven't actually done one of those in a while. I have to find a game that I suck at and do another watch me suck at this game. I always enjoy doing that. Although, a lot of the games I suck at, so it really doesn't matter. Let's play some Crystal Castles. Hey, where's the crystals? Is this one of those weird versions? There we go. Is this guy's name Bentley Bear? I always find the crystals hard to pick up. It's not like Pac-Man where you just gotta go down the column and you pick it up. You actually have to be like directly center in within the column. Or else you die. Like that. And those white things are I think they're supposed to be skulls. But on the Atari 2600 they don't really translate to much other than just a ball with a mouth. Where's the other one? There it is. Hole Hunter is actually a whack-a-mole type of game? Oh, never heard of that. Although whack-a-mole is not really fun unless you're actually whacking something with a mallet in your hand. That's why they're fun in the arcade. You actually get to pound on the machine with this mallet. I don't know if playing an arcade version of that or a video game version would be any fun. It'd be like more like a skeet shooting, duck hunting type of game. Again, duck hunt is only fun because you get to use a gun in your hand. If you're just using a joystick, it's not as fun. No. Bloody trees. I do remember playing this on the arcade. It was a trackball game. For whatever reason, the designer of this game said, hey, we need a Pac-Man style game that uses a trackball. And the rest was history. Nowadays, the only trackball games you see are those golf ones, the Golden Tee or whatever it's called. Oh wait, no, there's also this other one where you're running through this like pyramid thing or Egyptian game or whatever it is. I remember playing that in an arcade. It's like an Aztec style game. It uses the trackball. I think I prefer playing this with an actual joystick over a gamepad. I don't know why, but I think I just find controlling Bentley Bear easier with a joystick. Oh! Keep getting killed by those trees. Freaking trees. Yeah, the hat's like the only thing that you can use. It's kind of like, well, sort of like the power pellets in Pac-Man, but it just keeps you alive. It doesn't really kill anything. You don't eat them. It's just some way to make sure that you're safe. The other thing that's weird is that they're also eating the crystals themselves, so they help you complete the game faster, but you lose points. No, no! And that's that. Trees are the mortal enemies of bears. Absolutely. That's another game I feel like playing. Pitfall 2. Love this game. It takes forever to play it, but I always forget where I need to go. Oh, jeez, I jumped early. Oops. My first experience on this game was Commodore 64. Oops. And I just lost. I always find those bird things hard to get under. There we go. Gotta get to that gold bar. It's funny, those scorpion things are so hard to get over in the first Pitfall game, but in Pitfall 2, for whatever reason, they're not too hard. I think he changed the hit detection on them or something. It's amazing how the 2600 version is basically the same as the 64. That's true. It's very much the same. There's like a slight difference in graphics, but the game itself really is the same. I don't know how far I'm supposed to go back, but I know there's some stuff over. I'll just go down here. Whoa! I know there's one here. I'm sure people have played this game so much they know where everything is on every single level. Bentley Bear game looks amazeballs. Is that the one that the homebrew one? That's on the. I remember seeing something on the Atari 7800. It's like a sequel to Crystal Castles, or it has Bentley Bear in it. But the thing is, it needs that. Yeah. But you need that. What is it? The that chip in the cartridge that's not in all cartridges. I think that's what you need or something. I don't know. See if I can get that gold bar. Run! I remember though the Commodore 64 version I have, probably, well, I think it's oh crap, it's the same one I have now. Yeah, the Pokey chip, that's it. You gotta have that Pokey chip, which makes the game more expensive because they've only made so many of those. But I remember the Commodore 64 version of this. It's probably the same one I still have downstairs on disc, and it's kind of broken. Like when you touch the gold bars, it just fills your score up there up to the maximum capacity. And it's not supposed to do that. So... uh-oh. Oh no! No, 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 no! Whew. That was close. Oh, crap. Okay. I always get nervous when I have to try and let them fly over my head. This game could be as... oh, jeez. As annoying as Castlevania on the Nintendo. At least in Castlevania, he has a weapon. This guy's got nothing. This guy's like Castlevania without a weapon. Simon Belmont, he is not. Oh, and speaking of which, I finally have a better computer monitor. I bought over the... when was that? I think that was during the what is it called? Not after Black Friday. That's what I'm trying to think of. Brain fart there. Over the Black Friday sales, I finally bought a huge monitor, so now I can actually see the chat, whereas before, on my tiny little monitor, the chat box was covered up by the video game screen. Oops. And I couldn't actually read the chats on the side, so this is actually so much better. Like, I haven't streamed since then, and I can actually see everybody's chat now. Before I had to, like, either try and figure out what you were saying by reading half of what you said, or I had to turn off the game and go over to the chat box and catch up with it, so, you know, so much easier now. It's because this screen is the big wide screen that's, you know, big giant widescreen. My other screen was like a tiny, tiny little, you know, when they were square. I had it for a long time. I wasn't sure, you know, if I was just going to update on my monitor or wait until I got a whole new system, but I figured, you know, just getting a better monitor would help me for now. Oh, crap. It's up there. And yeah, it made a huge difference in being able to stream now, because I can actually see people like Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, just popped in. How's it going, Linda? Oh my goodness, it's Sanye! Wow, I haven't talked to Sanye actually since, well, our live stream, long time ago. How's it going, Sanye? Well, no, that's not true. I talk to her on Twitter every once in a while. She is an awesome, awesome human being. You need to follow Sanye. Not only does she love video games, but she loves music. She's a brilliant musician who also sings about video games. Info Games is just being jerky company about lying about the Atari VCS. How am I gonna get past this frog? Ah! I hate frogs! There's two things in this game I hate. Bats and frogs. They suck. And they keep sending me to the top. This little dude, you can do it! I know I'm not supposed to go all the way to the bottom, because if I go all the way to the bottom, it's just water. And I don't think you can get out. I think you have to, like, go to, like, one of the levels to go through to get to the other side. There's just so many areas in this game where they just feel like the same. Like, look, I've been going through like board after board of the exact same scenery. down, go. Oh, oh. Frog and a bat. Brian, you need better strategies for this game. Yeah, I pretty much need a map. As much as I enjoy playing this game, I really am not good at it. The Atari VCS wouldn't come out in any time soon. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of stopped following the whole Atari VCS thing. I just don't think it's going to do anything for a while. I have a lot more hope for the Amico, the Intellivision Amico. That's where it's at. Jacob Downey, what's going on, man? Yeah, the Intellivision Amico is actually going to happen. The Atari VCS, everybody's calling it vaporware. Very few people are fully supporting it. I know the Atari Creep's been doing a lot of coverage on it, and I'm sure he's hoping that something happens, but you know, I don't know. No! Maybe I should have played Pitfall 1. Look at that. Look at that. All the way up to the top. But you have to give this game credit, because not many Atari games, in fact, I don't know any of other ones, that actually had save points. Like, this game is, like, the grandfather of save points. Most other games would just send you right back to the beginning of the game. And so, you know, the idea that you actually have a point where you can save your game. Not even Super Mario Brothers had that. I mean, it had, like, if you died, you can start back at the full, you know, world you died in, but to have save points like this in this time frame, yeesh. It was a brilliant idea. We have to thank, what was his name? David Crane? David Crane, I think was his name. Oh, probably have something in here. The minds behind the game. My buddy Patrick Hickey Jr.'s book. I still have to read about this. There's a lot in here. I have to read this. But yeah, he's got all the great Atari guys in there. Gotta learn about that. Come on, you. Oh! Yeah, and Patrick, he already messaged me saying that he'd be willing to do another live stream again. So I'm gonna have to figure that out, because unfortunately Google or YouTube or Google, whatever you want to say, they kind of changed up their streaming platform. Well, they kind of got rid of their streaming, so you have to go through another, like, a third party. So there's what's it called, stream something that I've tried. So I might have to figure that out, just so I can do another live stream one day. I'll tell Patrick you gave him a shout out. Yeah, Patrick's a cool guy. I talk to him all the time now on Facebook. I'm always talking to Patrick, and he sent me that book actually, and he said he's going to send me his other book too. And another thing that's cool is for his third book, the shooter book that he's working on now, he actually reached out to me to write a little passage about one of the games. So I did that, and so hopefully I'll actually be in that book. That'll be kind of cool. There's the balloon. Yeah, I found out Patrick through Sonia. Actually, when I was doing my chat with her, and she talked about him, and she hooked me up with Patrick. So, you know, huge shout out again to Sonia. You know, and then through Patrick, I met a few other people like Brett Weiss, who also does some pretty cool books and material on retro gaming. There's a save point. Yeah, so those little crosses on the ground, that's your save points. I'm gonna go and save this guy up here. I don't know who this guy's supposed to be, but he needs my help, so I'm gonna help him. I don't know where he goes after you pick him up, if he like sits on your shoulders or runs behind you, but whatever. Whoa, Froggy! When is that book going to be out? I'm not sure. I know he's working on it, so I don't know how long it takes to publish a book. I mean, I've known a lot of authors and a lot of publishers and stuff, so I know these things are all over the place. Hey, it's Happy Beard Games, another cool YouTuber. Check him out too. Happy Beard Games. He's doing a series now where he's doing a to Z for Nintendo games, which is cool. And the music changes. Geeky Zombie King! Geeky Zombie King. You gotta follow him on Instagram and on Twitter. Find Geeky Zombie King. He's cool. He posts so much great stuff. I mean, I just love his posts. He always has something cool to post. And he always does those Friend Friday things and, you know, sharing other people's posts and stuff. You gotta find Geeky Zombie King. So yeah, that tells us that Atari age and Atari fan community can be trusted more than the owners of Atari themselves. That's very true. Nice to see so many great people in the chat today. You know, it's whoa, what's going on there? Scorpion's going all crazy. I guess because he's tuned into you, so he just follows you. I don't know. Yeah, it's cool seeing so many cool people. Oh, well, even got the Atari 2600 dude. You know, this is exciting. I actually haven't done a stream in so long, I wasn't sure if anybody was even going to tune in tonight. I was like, I'm just going to do it, and if nobody comes in, I'll just play with myself. I don't care. Just play some Atari by myself alone. Nice, all these people decided to come in. Oh. Ah, crap. Hey, no problem, Geeky Zombie. Yeah. I love your posts. I always watch your posts. Like, every time I put on Instagram, every other post is a Geeky Zombie King post, and I love every single one of them. He's always got something amusing to show. All the cool kids are here, yo. Yeah. I feel like I'm lost. Although, to be fair, this game is called The Lost Caverns, so I think you're supposed to feel lost. I'm just not at that level where I know everywhere to go. What you said first. I'm gonna go this way. Since I got no, okay. I know some of them turn around and come back at you. Others just start at one end of the screen and come back. Oh crap! Like this guy. Whew. You know, if this guy can duck, this game would be so easy. But he can't. He literally is just a non-ducking, non-whip slapping, snapping character. He's no longer. He's not like Simon Belmont at all. Whoa! You literally just have to learn his timing of when he can run underneath a bat. Simon Belmont would be able to like whip that bat or throw something at it. In a way, you know, this guy's actually more badass because he runs into this stuff without any weapons. Need to find the balloons. Yeah, the balloons are key to this game. Knowing where the balloons are. What's even more amusing? Subterranea by a Magic. Pretty much anything by a Magic is amusing. I still have that Intellivision game I need to play. Oh my gosh! That was close. Safecracker. I bought Safecracker from a guy off of the Intellivision Invasion Facebook group. Only because I saw it and I didn't know what it was, and I looked it up and I saw the graphics and I'm like, that game looks amazing. And for whatever reason I decided to buy it, even though it was pretty expensive, but I'm like, you know, it's not usual for me to find an Intellivision game that I'm unaware of. And so when I saw it, and I saw the graphics, and I was like, I need to have that game. James Campbell, hey, thanks, man. He did a, what do you call that? That's the, Super Chat. Yeah, you see I haven't done this in a while. Super Chat. He wants me to play Pac-Man Jr. Junior Pac-Man, whatever you want. Oh, jeez. Yeah, sure, man. I'll play Junior Pac-Man. That'd be cool. It's a game I haven't played in a while. Once I give up on this one, I'll do that one next. Oh my goodness. It's called money. Money, yeah. We all know that this is not about money. You don't make a lot of money doing this. Even though there's all those YouTubers out there who want to slam us, us gaming YouTubers, and make fun of us. I actually saw a video where some guy was making fun of me. He was pointing out my video, he was laughing at me, he was making all these like asinine jokes. It was really bad though. I mean, it wasn't worth it to me, and he was just being really generic, trying to be like, you know, one of those Radical Rick type guys, and he was doing a real bad job doing it. I don't know where he went. I don't know if his channel just failed on him or something or what, but I haven't been able to find his video again since I saw it. And it was actually the immortal John Hancock that told me about it. He messaged me and he said that, you know, this jackass was making fun of me, and I went and I checked out the video and I'm like, oh, come on, the guy's a loser. So I didn't really care too much about it. Because he was one of those people that just makes fun of people like John Hancock and Radical, you know, or like the Radical Rick guys. Just makes fun of us YouTubers. Calls us names, points us out on their channel. You know, they make fun of Brett Weiss, they make fun of RGT85, they make fun of that Wood from Beat 'em Ups, John Hancock, Metal Jesus Rocks. I don't know. To me, the whole thing's just pathetic. It's like you're basically trying to get yourself famous off of making fun of other people who actually worked hard to get to where they are. I don't know. To me, it's just... I don't care. Whoa! Anybody that's done YouTube will know for sure what I'm talking about, where you don't get rich off of YouTube. I mean, sure, there's the odd guy that does, like Ninja, or you know, that Logan Paul or whatever the hell his name is, and some of the other 20 million subscriber peoples, but not people like me who have like less than 2,000 subscribers. I don't get nowhere. Like, come on. Just making fun of me just because I have a Patreon or something? Like, whatever. Hopefully it got reported. Well, that was what John Hancock was telling me. He's like, I should, you know, flag the guy or whatever, or because he was showing video footage. Like he was actually watching my video, and he's like, you know, you should copyright strike him and stuff. But I didn't bother. I'm like, whatever. I mean, the guy had like less than 200 subscribers himself, and he was really bad at it, so I didn't really care. I find that most of these people that do that, they're just starving for attention, and that's it. And if I give them attention, they're gonna love it. So I just ignored it. Like, I could have put a link out on my Twitter feed and all that stuff and being like, oh, check this guy out, he's making fun of me, but then I'm just doing what he wants, right? I'm sending people over to watch his video. Why should I? Why should he benefit off of me when he's just trying to make fun of me? I don't get that. I can't get through this guy. There we go. And it's unfortunate, you know, I see, like, John Hancock gets it all the time. Like, he's constantly being berated by all these people, being like, you know, fake this, fake that, John Hancock sucks, blah, blah, blah. John Hancock is a nice guy. I talk to him a lot. He's a nice guy. He's a school teacher, for crying out loud. Hey, Patrick Hickey Jr. Heard someone gave me a shout out. Yes, Patrick Hickey Jr., author of this awesome book, which I am going to be reading. I just need some time. I definitely have it on the list. But yeah, I'm going to be checking it out. Minds Behind the Games by Patrick Hickey Jr. Going to be checking that out. Oh, trying to get that on my thingy. Had him on my show twice now. Cool guy, knows his stuff. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the chat as much because I'm in the middle of this game that's just killing me here. Even Logan Paul is extremely hated. Yeah, well, that's the thing. The bigger you are, the more hate you get. Wait, are you talking about that dude that cry about e-begging and thinks John Hancock is a scam? Well, there's a bunch of them, actually, yeah. Like, there's not just one. I mean, Radical Rick is a big one, but there's a lot of them. They're teasing you, showing you that you... Someone gave you a hard time for having a Patreon? No, he actually... He saw that I responded on Brett Weiss's video. One of Brett Weiss's videos. I said that John Hancock is a cool guy, and he saw my comment and decided to click on my my videos or whatever, and then he just started making fun of me. It was very generic. It was very high school bully kind of nonsense. Like, he really didn't know anything about me, and he was just trying to make fun of me, and he ended up looking like an idiot. So, I mean, I didn't really, like, it wasn't really criticism, it was just him mocking me, and it was actually quite sad. So that's why I didn't really care. I'm like, you know, he really didn't know what he was doing. He was just trying to ride that, I'm gonna make fun of, and I looked at his other videos, and it was just he was mocking John Hancock, he was mocking Brett Weiss, he was mocking, you know, all these, like, YouTubers, you know, who were trying to make something of themselves, and he was, like, you know, just making fun of them generically, and I thought, you're just an idiot. And I don't think he's getting anywhere anyway. Most of these now they're getting shut down anyways, because YouTube is tightening their harassment policies and all that, so if you go on just hating people, YouTube's going to shut you down anyways. I'm not gonna waste my time on that stuff. I don't care. And if he's not gonna like my content, big deal. I don't care. I don't want people like that watching my content anyways. I don't want them on my stream. I don't want them talking to me anyways. I'd rather, you know, surround myself by people who actually care about this stuff, not people who just want to cut other people down and make fun of people. Just can't get by these damn bats. It's a place to go to avoid petty drama. Yeah, and you know, that's the other thing too. I've started to notice a pattern here of YouTubers just moving over to drama because the scene is, you know, retro gaming. It's a hard scene to get views. It's a hard scene to get clicks on. It's not trending, really. I mean, this is not... This type of content isn't trending, so... Like, my videos, I'm lucky if I get 100, 150 views on a video. And I'm finding a lot of these YouTubers are moving over to drama to try and, you know, bring in the views and bring in the clicks, and I just don't want to do that. I just, to me, that's not, it's not me, it's not natural, and then you just start hating on everything. Like, you start hating on everybody just to get, you know, your view counts up. And, you know, Smash JT actually did a video about that, where he was talking about, you know, the retro gaming scene and how it's very hard to make it in the scene, and you know, the content and all that stuff, the views are, you know, not there. But then when you start talking about trashing other people, all of a sudden people start watching your videos. But, you know, to me, those type of people I don't really want in my life. I don't want negative people. I don't want people just smashing other people and making fun of them and, you know, talking like a complete jerk just because I want views. I'd rather not have views than have to resort to that kind of crap. So I'm just gonna stick to doing what I love doing, and that's this. You know, and if you guys hang around for the ride, that's cool. You know, if I'm not gonna be a big YouTuber star, oh well, big deal. It's just the way it goes. Same with my other channel, the card gaming channel I have. If people aren't going to watch it, people aren't going to watch it. I'm not going to start doing stupid stuff just to get people to watch my show. It's not the way I want to do things. You know, and you know, despite what the haters are going to say, things like, oh, you know, this guy lives in the basement of his mother's house, whatever. At least, you know, you have to deal with huge jerks who will absolutely try as much as to make fun of every single thing you do. Well, that's it, right? I've unsubscribed from channels because of that reason. We love you, Brian, or Cardmaster Brian. Yeah, Cardmaster Brian's the other channel I started. I had to come up with a name for it, and for whatever reason I came up with Cardmaster Brian. It's just a game. It's just a channel about card games. If you're into like card games and stuff, you know, trading card games like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all that stuff. That's really what that channel's all about. But oh, I just made it. At least you're making money now. Well, you know, part of the thing about monetizing your channel is that you hope that Not really that you're going to be making much money, because you really don't. Well, I don't anyways. I don't have enough views to make money. But my hopes is that it does actually, you know, YouTube might, you know, put it out there for more people to see than if you weren't monetized. And that's what a lot of people say. Like, if you're monetized, maybe YouTube might actually promote your video a little bit more. Because, you know, if you're not monetized, they're not seeing your video as being anything that can make some money, and not getting anywhere in this game. But I don't know. Like, you really gotta get a ton, like I'm talking a ton of views to make money off of YouTube. And don't quit your day job. Like, really don't quit your day job unless you're well over 100,000 some odd subscribers. And frankly, I don't see myself ever doing that. Like, I don't see this platform being stable enough to quit my job. Yeah, constant fraudulent copyright claims. That's another thing. And that's you know, that's another reason why I didn't really bother with that guy that was making fun of me. You know, John Hancock. He's like, you know, you should do a copyright claim, but I'm like, you know. He was just showing my video and making fun of me. He has all the right to do that. I put this out on YouTube. Anybody has the right to sit there and criticize me. So it's not like he's just directly showing my content. He's doing a, you know, he's criticizing. So I can see that as being okay. I don't see that as being any kind of copyright concern. It's not like he's stealing my video to make profit. He's being like a reviewer in a sense, and that's fine. And I think a lot of people are doing that. You know, they take somebody else's video, they talk over top of it, they call it a review, they they go under fair use and then whatever. I just realized I'm wearing my hedgehog or plumber shirt, and it's complete coincidence. Oh, is that the one I designed? The hedgehog or plumber thing that I have on. Whoa! I think I'm getting sick of this game. I'm not getting anywhere. On my Spreadshirt account, I remember I created that. It's got a picture of a Genesis joystick and a Nintendo joystick, and it says hedgehog or plumber. I almost forgot about that. Now, I remember, Sonya, I'm pretty sure, you bought the, I think you bought the only, I'm invading your space design that I created that, Spreadshirt decided, to take down for some reason. Even though it's not a direct copy of a Space Invader character, I guess they thought it was too close to Space Invaders, so they decided to reject my design. And I think you were the first, or the only one to actually purchase it, so you might be the only person in the world that has that design. Patrick Hickey Jr. I googled it before asking, but I got tons of social media hits and other stuff and not the official site. Oh, you're having a hard time finding Patrick's book? Is that what I'm saying? I'm sorry. This game's getting intense here. I can't watch the screen and watch the comments, and play at the same time. There's a freaking enemy on every stage, and they're killing me. Okay. I'm having a really hard time here. It's like every single one of these is a bat or that bird or condor, where the heck that thing is. They have to run underneath. People who think Castlevania is tough haven't played this game. Oh crap. I'm trying to get to the top there. I think that's where you save that little doggy guy that's shivering. T-Republic keeps rejecting all his shirts. Actually, yeah. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I created a bunch of designs when I first set up my Spreadshirt account. I created a bunch of designs, and I did get rejected on a lot of them. And the Space Invader one that I created, which I really thought was funny. It was just like one of the Space Invader type characters, and it just said, "I'm invading your space." And as soon as Sonya bought it, because I remember I posted a link to it, and Sonya was the one who bought it. I think she bought the knapsack and a shirt or something. And then right after that purchase, they rejected it. So I think she's the only one that actually owns one, which I thought was kind of funny. Yeah, that's enough of that game. Let's do the Pac-Man Jr. Is it Junior Pac-Man or is it Pac-Man Jr.? I always forget the order. I think it's Junior Pac-Man. Yeah, it's Junior Pac-Man. This game I am terrible at, but James Campbell asked me to do it, and he did one of those super chat things, so I think it would be right for me to do that. Bowling on the 2600 is my guilty pleasure. Actually, yeah, James Campbell does bowling on there too. He's pretty good at it. Kevin Wade. Hi, Brian's Man Cave. What's going on, Kevin? Now we got Kevin from Happy Beard Games, and we have Kevin Wade. We've got two Kevins in the chat. Let's see. Do I need to hit the button for this? Oh god. This game makes me anxious. That was Pitfall 2. Yes, that was Pitfall 2. This game, I don't know, this ramps up my anxiety. This is probably like one of the hardest Pac-Man games out there. But it's brilliant. I mean, it's a really well done Pac-Man game on the Atari 2600. And especially since the Atari 2600 pumped out one of the worst Pac-Man games out there. Well, a lot of people say this anyways. I never thought it was that bad. I was okay with it, but a lot of people say the Atari 2600 Pac-Man was terrible. And so they made up for it with this one and Miss Pac-Man, which actually was really decent. I mean, you can get past the point that, you know, Pac-Man's eating wafers instead of dots. I like his little spinny hat thing, though. I like that little detail that they were able to actually pull off in this game. The thing is, the board on this is so big. I think they did that on purpose, though. They wanted to really show that he's a little guy in a big world. But the board is so huge. Like, look at it. It's just like you're going up and up and up and up. And whereas all the other Pac-Man games are all in one screen. Like, you can see the whole board in one screen. This one, you're just like trailing and trailing and trailing. The maze is complicated too. I hardly make it anywhere in this game, but I have to admit that. There's a bicycle. They tried to like do baby toys or kids' toys or something like that instead of the fruit. Ah! Run, little dude. Run like the wind. Oh, jeez. I want waffles. Yeah, he's eating waffles. That's what he's eating. He's eating Eggo waffles. That'd be kind of a fun campaign if they did Junior Pac-Man with the Eggo Waffle Company. They could just easily say he's eating Eggo waffles for breakfast. If you remember back, well, if you were in the 80s, if you remember the 80s, when video games started to become mainstream and things like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and Q*bert and all the classic characters had their cereals and their cartoons. It was a great time to be alive. I mean, we kind of still have that somewhat. I mean, Mario has his cartoon, or his a few cartoons and some cereals, but nothing like it used to be. Back then, we had Pac-Man fever and we loved it. Now it's Fortnite, or Roblox, or whatever the hell the kids are playing today. I don't even understand video games today. It's all about, I don't know. I just don't get it. But my daughter plays video games and I'm just kind of lost. I'm like, what is this? This is not video games. See, I can't even complete one freaking level of this game. That's how hard it is. You know, this was actually on my list of watch me suck at this game. I actually was considering this, to do a video on this. As a watch me suck at this game. And you can see why. But at the same time, I think everybody sucks at this game. I don't know anybody that actually plays this game right. Maybe James Campbell, I don't know. I heard Nintendo cereal had mustache hair in it. Well, I remember the first Nintendo cereal when it came out. Long time ago, back when you know, in the 80s, when Nintendo came out, and Nintendo had a cereal. It's a hard game, no worries. Yeah, truly a hard game. But I do remember that. There was a cereal. It was around the same time, I think, when that Captain N show came out, and the Super Mario Brothers Super Show was out. I used to get up Saturday mornings just so I could watch the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. then every once in a while, I think every other week it would be a Zelda cartoon. Which, for whatever reason, I didn't really like it. I don't know why. I think because I wasn't really into Zelda at the time. I was more into Super Mario Brothers, so I didn't really care for the Zelda cartoon. But I think today I would probably rather watch the Zelda cartoon over the Mario one. Even though the Mario one is pretty funny with Lou Albano, Captain Lou Albano from wrestling, playing as Mario. And, you know, they had the little live skits in between the cartoon, but I think I'd probably still prefer the Zelda one over. I am losing badly. I can see James Campbell smashing on this. The speed alone in this game is insane. Yeah, that's it. I mean, the speed. It's the size of the level and the speed. It's just a fast Pac-Man. Like, look at him munching. Like, he's going super speed right there. Like, if you play the original Pac-Man, it goes nothing like that. Maybe I should just play that out of contrast. Yeah, well, excuse me, princess. Yeah, I remember that. And I like when he found in the Zelda cartoon, when Link found the things, and they were tiny, like the bow and arrow thing, and he found it, and it was like a tiny little thing. Because you're trying to visualize when you're playing the video game, how is Link carrying all this crap? He's carrying a giant bridge, he's carrying a bow and arrow, he's carrying, like, all these things he's finding, but then in the cartoon they make it like, oh, it's tiny, and then it expands. So you're like, oh, okay. Okay, I get it now. So they're tiny little things. Just for the hell of it. And I'm sure the Atari creep will appreciate this. This is going out to the Atari creep. Is this the right one? Or is this the right one? No, I think they're all the right one. Whatever. Let's just play it. This was the first Pac-Man. Now, I do remember playing this back in the day, and I didn't have any problems with it, but then again, I pretty much liked every video game back then. There wasn't any video games I hated, so I wasn't too critical. But I'm sure a lot of people were very critical when they bought this, saying this is nothing like the arcade. And they would be right. They're right. It's not like the arcade. But to me, it's Pac-Man, and whatever. And yes, they have remade Pac-Man on the Atari. There's been some pretty great homebrews that really blow this one out of the water. But you have to appreciate, this was our first one. This is what we had, right? This was what made the Atari an arcade system. No! But you can see the speed difference, right? Like, you can see, like, Pac-Man is moving his mouth at a moderate speed, unlike Junior Pac-Man that seemed like he was tripped up on acid all the time. So, yeah. I like the metallic bunch sound. Yeah. People have been brainwashed by the media to trash these games. Yeah, exactly. Just like E.T. I've seen lots and lots of YouTubers trashing E.T. and they look like they probably never played the game in their life. And some of them look like they weren't even in the 80s. They look like they were born in the 90s and they're trashing E.T. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You just heard other people say it, now you're regurgitating that nonsense. And I truly believe that E.T. was a great game. And Howard Scott Warshaw should have been given a hell of a lot more credit for that. You know, they watch things like the Angry Video Game Nerd do a parody on it, and then they believe that, oh, it was a crappy game. It wasn't a crappy game. If you compare the E.T. to a lot of the other Atari games out there, especially this one, there's so much going on in E.T. You can make out the characters. There's a full plot. There's actually an ending to the game. There's multiple skill sets. skill levels that you can play. I mean, don't trash the game until you've actually understood it and play it. And yeah, I get it in the 80s when people first bought it and they didn't read the manual and they started playing it and they're like, what the hell is this crap? Sure, but that's because they didn't read. They put the game in their console and they started playing and they're like, I don't get it. And then they took it back to the store and said, I want my money back. No. I met and talked to Howard Scott Workshop once. That's awesome. Yeah, I've tried to reach out to him a few times, but he's a busy man, so I get it. I'm not going to be like, you know, expecting him to be able to like drop his busy schedule, but yeah, I have talked to him, you know, over emails and stuff like that. You're Canadian. Why aren't you watching hockey on Saturday night? Turn in your Tim's card. Yeah. Hey man, I used to watch hockey back in the 90s. That was when I actually got into hockey, but I don't know. I don't have the time for hockey anymore. I just don't have the time for it, the patience for it. But I used to watch hockey. I watched hockey back in the 90s when Doug Gilmour was on the Leafs, was the captain. Wendell Clark, and, you know, I just kind of stopped. Don't have time for hockey no more. I think they say it sucks is due to how some games don't exactly age well. If you think about it, you're going to more look at it in a historical and technical sense to see if it's good. Yeah, that's true. Some games don't age well. Not helping by the fact that there are several Atari 2600 demos and even games with very impressive visuals. Sure, there's a lot of Atari games that were actually really well done. And that's the interesting thing with Atari, is you could go from one game that looked very primitive to one that looked very crappy. Like one that I always play, where is it? Is this one by Gary Kitchen, Keystone Capers. The graphics in this and the gameplay on this is amazing. I love this game, and I play it all the time. And there's actually a sequel coming out from his brother, Dan Kitchen, who's working on that right now. He's been working on it for a while now, so it's eventually going to come out. He's got a few little screenshots and tidbits on it, but if you search Dan Kitchen, you can find him on Google. He's got a website, and he talks about the sequel he's been working on to this game. And this game's great. I mean, the graphics look awesome. I like these graphics. Like, yeah, they're not 100% like Nintendo graphics, but this game I played so many times. Like, I think I wanted an Atari just to play this game. Like, this was the main game I wanted when the Atari came back on the Atari Junior. So it was probably like 1989, 1990, somewhere around there. Atari Junior came back, came to the shelves, and I saw this game in the showcase, and I wanted to play this so bad, and this is what got me to buy an Atari 2600, essentially. Dan is a very nice guy. Yeah, I've talked to Dan on Facebook as well, and he actually said he likes my my channel. He's like, I've watched your videos. I like your channel. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And so I told him, like, you know, I can't wait till he puts out the second one. Definitely gonna do something on that if it comes out. Hey, Billy. Oh, what's going on, Billy? Nice to see a lot of cool people today in the chats. So many great people popped in today. We had Patrick Hickey Jr. and Sanye, like lots of people I haven't seen on my chat in a long time. Yeah, I know. I've been, I fell behind on my live streams because the whole Christmas holidays just threw me out of whack. There's just so much going on, and when I decided to start a new channel and just even trying to keep up with creating new videos and editing and all this other stuff and if you followed my Twitter, you'll know that the first week of January, sadly, I had to put my dog down, and that was a really hard time. We've had our dog for like 16 years. She's been a family member for us for 16 years, and so she was just not doing well. She had a serious eye issue. Ooh, I'm doing terrible here. She had a serious eye issue since last October, and she just went downhill from there. And she was really sick over the holidays, over the Christmas holidays, and so yeah, the first week of January, on the the Sunday, the first Sunday of January, we knew there was nothing we could do, and we had to unfortunately take her in and have her put down. So my motivation just was really low at that point. I was really kind of upset, and it was hard. It was hard to deal with it. It was hard to, my daughter was upset, my wife was upset. It was just a really hard time, and so yeah, my creativity level was just up in the air, and I didn't feel like streaming. I didn't feel like doing anything, and so we're now into the third week of January, and today's a snowstorm, and so I've already shoveled, and just just all of a sudden just felt like, hey, you know what? Let's do a stream. I haven't done a stream in so long, and I keep meaning to do so. It's a good time to play some great Atari games and talk to some awesome people. No! I'm running into everything. Happy Year Games. Just randomly saw Brian's video was live after watching Review Tech USA's live stream. Oh, I didn't know he was doing a live stream. We had to put my dog down late last year too. It was very sad. I know how. Yeah, it was. It was hard, and she was a strong and healthy dog too. She was a Chihuahua. And Chihuahuas are typically strong dogs. They do live for a long time. I think whatever happened to her, whatever that eye issue was she had, where, we probably could have taken her in for a lot of surgery and stuff like that. But I didn't want to, first of all, she's 16. I didn't want to put her through all that, and it would cost a ton of money. I mean, it's in Canada here, we have health care, so if there's health issues, it's covered. But with animals, it's not so. And it would have been a lot of money to spend on surgery that might not have done anything and might have made her last few days uncomfortable. So we just ultimately decided for the best. It's not to treat it, not to do anything, and just let nature take its course. And she got to a point where she was starving herself. She wasn't eating, she wasn't drinking, she was just laying there, and yeah, it wasn't good. Her quality of life went down, and it was I don't want her to suffer, so it was tough, and we decided as a family to do it, and yeah. I have to tell you, it took about a week for me to really get over it. I was really, I had a sick feeling in my stomach the whole week. I was not happy. I was even just putting out videos at that time. I just didn't have the motivation, and it was a rough time. I didn't think, a dog would do that to me, but it did. So now we're dogless, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll get another dog. I don't know. I am happy that I did one video. I remember there was one video I did just before the Christmas holidays. I did a video where she was with me in the video. And I was even thinking about that too. I'm like, maybe I should do a couple of videos with the dog in it. And, I did one, but she wasn't doing too well. And she didn't really, she just kind of sat there. But that's cool that I got her on video. You know, I can always like watch that video if I want to. You know, kind of remember. I'm playing terribly today, but that's okay. I'm normally not this bad at Keystone Capers, but I am talking at the same time, so... Anybody's ever tried to talk and play at the same time, you'll know what I'm saying. I'm playing horribly, but what do you want me to do? I feel you. 2 of my 3 dogs have gone in the past 2 years, and when the last one goes, I don't want another one. Yeah, well, that's the thing too. I mean, you build your life around these dogs, and it's weird, like, to come home every day from work and to not have a dog greet you at the door, and to not have to feed her and all that stuff. It was really weird. Even today, it's been a couple of weeks, and I come home and it's like, wow, the house is alone. Gotta get going, Brian. Alright, take care, James. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the super chat. You're awesome. Always appreciate that, man. Glad I was able to play a game you suggested. Yeah, this game, when I first bought my Atari, I got this one. This was the first game I got. This one and Midnight Magic were the 2 games I picked out, because this was the one I had to have. And I remember, I'm pretty damn certain I didn't have my Nintendo yet. And so this was kind of like all I had to kind of play when everybody else was playing Super Mario Brothers. And I remember my friend had Super Mario Brothers. He had a Nintendo. And every time I was at his house, I always wanted to play Super Mario Brothers, even though he was like sick of it because he played it all the time. And I was like, I want to play Super Mario Brothers. Holy crap! I just got him on the last second there. And yeah, so this was the only game I had that was kind of like a Super Mario Brothers type of game. As you can imagine, the Atari didn't really have lots of games that would kind of match up to Super Mario Brothers. Even the Mario Brothers game wasn't anything like Super Mario. Dogs are like one of the few things that's still timeless, so seeing one die always makes me sad. Yeah, that's the thing too. It was tough taking her into that. You know, we had to take her to the hospital, the animal hospital, and it's not the one we always go to, so we didn't know anybody there, and you know, they bring you into this room, they try and make you comfortable, and then the veterinarian comes in with those needles, and she's like, you know, this is going to put her to sleep, this one's going to kill her, and you're like, oh god. Like, it's just, everything's just going through your mind at once, and you're like, oh my goodness. And then the whole time you're trying to convince yourself that what you're doing is the right thing, and then when it's all over, you're leaving, and you don't have a dog with you. I don't know. The whole thing was just bizarre. Activision made the best games for the Atari 2600. Absolutely. Every time I do a video on Atari, if I bring up Activision or I talk about an Activision game, I always say that you know the game's going to be good. That was like our that was our indication that a game was going to be good. Was if you saw the Activision logo, you were quite confident that you were getting a good game. Especially in those days when you didn't have reviews like we do today. Like, every game now that comes out, you can go on YouTube and there's going to be a ton of reviews, like Dreamcast Guy or, you know, RGT85. Like, a lot of YouTubers are like right on the ball when it comes to reviewing brand new games when they come out. They'll tell you if the game sucks. But back then, that didn't happen. You had to like wait for a magazine to come out, and even then, it's just like the magazine's just gonna have a tiny article about the game, and that's about it. So when you saw the Activision label, you were like, oh, it must be good. It's Activision. The same could be said with the Magic. The Magic was another great company, and I'm kind of happy that the Intellivision they teamed up with the Magic, or got the license to do the Magic games. So Intellivision Amico is going to come with, you know, going to have some Magic titles with it, so that's exciting. I don't know, I think he said he was trying to talk to the Activision people as well, but well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Wired Up Retro just arrived. Hey, KSK was one of the childhood favorites. Yeah, Keystone Keepers, yep. Definite favorite. Anybody that played this probably thought that this game was amazing back then. I mean, the skill level in this game. Oh, jeez. That didn't work. Combat. Combat was great, but it's a two-player game, unfortunately. You know, and that was some of the problems I had with Intellivision. You know, some of my favorite games on the Intellivision were two-player only, like boxing. I love boxing on the Intellivision, and I used to play it with my neighbor friends. They used to come over all the time, and we would play boxing. And, you know, we used to fight over which character you got to be. Because there was like the blue guy, the red guy, the gold guy, and for whatever reason the gold guy was the best one. Whoever picked the gold guy always seemed to win. I don't know why, but that's just the way it was. How about some Kung Fu Master? I am terrible at this game, and I'm telling you right now, Keystone Keepers is honestly more fun than Super Mario Brothers. I feel Super Mario Brothers sort of overrated. Well, the thing about Super Mario Brothers is that it's not a game you can just pop in and just play for a little bit. You have to like commit yourself to it. Whereas Keystone Capers, you just put it in, you just start playing it, and you have fun, and then you turn it off. Like Super Mario Brothers, you almost have to put it in to complete the game. So this is Kung Fu Master. Whoops. Oh, jeez. This is a game I didn't know existed until I found it in a flea market one day, and I'm like, really? This was on the Atari 2600? I think this was the first Atari game I actually spent more money than any other Atari game I ever bought. Is there a Combat 2 for 2020? Yeah, there is a Combat 2 actually. I think it showed up on some of the flashback systems. Ow. Crap. This game is not bad. The hit detection is a little bit off. Especially when you get to the end boss guy. It's a little bit tricky. These guys, you just have to like duck or jump. Yeah, this guy. Oh! I didn't know about this game until 10 seconds ago. Exactly, that was my thing when I saw this guy at the flea market one day, and I'm like, really? Am I actually seeing a Kung Fu Master for the Atari 2600? And I bought it. I can't remember how much I paid for it. I think I paid like $15 for it for a loose cartridge, and I'm like, even then I thought, am I crazy? Like, is this game actually worth it? But there's a Combat 2, but it was never released back in the day. There was a limited cart release. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it was on the flashback system, just like Adventure 2. Oops, I just changed the color. There was like a sequel to Adventure. There was a bunch of unreleased games that just showed up. And the flashback systems have been doing a good job kind of re-releasing those games, or re-releasing those games, I should say, not re-releasing. Because they never came out in the first place. And there's a lot of games that, like, for the Atari that just never saw, you know, a cartridge. Even a previous video I just did, the Dukes of Hazzard one. That game was like literally ready to go. It was like ready to be pressed onto a cartridge and packaged and stuff. Oh my god, I can't beat that guy, whatever. And it just never saw the light of day. Well, it did as a ROM form, but, you know, probably after a long time of nobody knowing the game existed, and then one day a ROM copy was found and someone dumped it and put it on the internet. But before then, nobody knew a Dukes of Hazzard game existed, right? Am I beating the guy? Am I doing anything? No. I never beat the dang end bosses. It's so terrible in this. I think my first experience playing this was on the Commodore 64 as well. Much like most games that I've played, my experience was on the Commodore. I think I borrowed it from a friend. I don't think I actually owned it myself. We used to borrow discs and stuff all the time, and either borrow discs or copy discs from friends. Ouch. That was the one thing that the Commodore 64 always gave us that the Atari and the Intellivision couldn't, was that you can copy games onto discs. Ah. I'm like hardly touching this guy. Shh. This game reminds me of Batman 1966 movie where those villains are dehydrated and they're reconstructed with heavy water. That's a good way to put it. Pretty sure I've beaten that guy before. Yeah, he regenerates health, which is BS. Oh, yeah, I noticed that too. I looked up, I'm like, why is his health bar growing? Not supposed to do that. This game cheats more than Punch-Out on the Nintendo. Did I do it? Hey, I did it! Somehow. Don't copy that floppy. that would be a good one, Happy Beard. That would be a good campaign if they ran that. I know they tried different techniques, like for Castlevania on the Commodore 64. I remember my friend had it, and with the game, it came this this little booklet of codes, like tons and tons of codes, and it was printed on this like maroon red. What was that? It was printed on this maroon red paper, which pretty much made it that you could not photocopy it, because if you tried to photocopy it, it would just come out black. So it had a ton, like tons and tons of codes. Like you would not want to sit there writing out those codes. And so every time you put the game on, it would ask you to find a code randomly in that booklet. And so if you didn't have that booklet, having a copy of the game wouldn't do anything for you. And so they did try to do little techniques like that to try and prevent the piracy of, you know, people just copying games and stuff. Oh my god, how do I get past this level? These things just falling out of the sky, killing me. Otherwise, you just copy the game and whatever, which was very commonplace back then. Was you know, just giving your friend a page of all the games you had. They'd give you a page. You would check off the games you wanted, then you would save them all onto a disc, and then you would just trade each other. Or if you borrowed a game from a friend, you'd just bring it home, put it in your disk drive, use a copier program, put in a spare disk or a blank disk, and there you go. The game was yours. So What else is a fun one? I kind of had fun with this one. Let's see if I remember how to do this. This was MASH. I think you're supposed to save the you're supposed to save the people and bring them back to the without getting shot down by those tanks. You're saving people in these ginormous helicopters that somehow get stopped by these tiny little trees. And then an ambulance comes in and takes the entire helicopter away. I think you can only carry a maximum of like 5 people or something. Oh yes, and then you got the surgery. No! Kind of like a version of Operation, the board game. Although that would have been cool if they would have come up with an Operation game like that for Atari. Oh. I remember too, when I was a kid, a friend had MASH on, but it wasn't a system I was familiar with. I don't know what system he had, but it was definitely MASH. And I remember the little ambulance at the bottom. It was a little bit different looking. I don't know if he had like a ZX Spectrum or what. He had a different computer. He had a different system, and it's hard for me to remember because I just remember him showing me the game, and I thought it was really cool. Let's try this again. The idea is you're not supposed to hit the person. Damn tank. Yeah, you can only grab so many people. Ugh. And you have to like go and drop them off. Then you can pick up more. And just try not to get hit by that tank. It's not letting me pick up anymore, so I have to... Ugh. Unbelievable. Let's do this. Keep losing. And that's the end of that. I think that... I don't know what the... Oh, yeah, I don't want black and white mode. There you go. There's one where they drop from the sky. Which one is it? We can do the surgery one. Is this one? Yeah, and they're like dropping from the sky. Oh my goodness. The computer keeps taking them all. It's cheating. Just thinking of all those guys that are not making it into the helicopter right now. They're all just splatting on the ground. Okay, let's be slow with this. Oh. Killed my patient. And I got shot. This kind of reminds me of like Kaboom or Gremlins. Only you don't die if they hit the ground. You just don't get the points. I think I've failed every time at that. Again, I think it's also the controller. If I was using an actual Atari joystick, it wouldn't be so hard. But using this crappy gamepad that I have, no chance. Sega Master System had a lot of good games, but compare early output like Ghost Town and Teddy Boy to things like Castlevania and Metroid. Yeah, at the time I didn't really... my cousin had a Sega Master System, and I think I only played like Space Harrier on it, and I never played any other games, so I never got to really compare the two systems because I didn't know anybody else that had a Master System. It wasn't until I actually got my own that I actually got to start playing some Master System games. Okay, let's torture myself. I always revisit this game and I don't know why. And yet I love this game on all the other systems that it's on. I love this game on the Commodore 64. It's even good on the ColecoVision. On the Atari though, I don't know. I don't think this thing should have ever been made. The slowness of this character is unbelievable. I don't have this one. I have the second one. I have Volume 2 on for the cartridge, which is a little bit more rare. But I don't have the first one. But I mean, there's virtually the same. It's just slightly different level design. And if you play it on the Commodore 64, it's got both games combined together, so it's really just like, you know, one big game combined into two volumes. Over here in Australia, the Master System was bigger than the NES. Yeah, actually, I remember, you know, talking with another YouTuber from Australia, Since Spacies, and he's always talked about how Sega was a lot bigger in Australia, and he used to work for the Sega Hotline, and he's got a YouTube channel as well. You can check him out, Since Spacies, and he talks a lot about Sega products too. And he used to work for the Sega Hotline, which is cool. So there's a few videos where he talks about his days working for Sega. And yeah, he always talks about how, you know, the Sega Master System and the Genesis were came to life just as I go to get him. Graham Monolith, what's going on, man? Yeah, he's a cool YouTuber. I've talked to him a lot on Twitter, but he talks about that too. You know, the Sega being, you know, and that's the thing too. In Europe and overseas, from, you know, beyond the borders of North America, they never had a video game crash. We did. They seem to always have a good stream of video games, and we're the only ones that had a crash. So I don't know. They had the Commodore 64, and they had the ZX Spectrum. They had a whole bunch of systems and computers that just lived on. This game is so frustrating. I don't know why I'm playing it. Just for amusement purposes. Show you that, yes, there were a lot of bad games on the Atari. This being one of them. I mean, it's cool that they were able to shove all of this into one cartridge, but he's just so slow. I'm gonna go and try and kill this guy. If I can before time runs out. There we go. What I find though is the time runs out faster than this guy can run. You can see it counting down there at the top, like 7, 12, whatever. Like, this guy cannot run fast at all, and the time is just... You literally don't have time to stop and think. If you screw up and fall down the ladder or the slide, you're done. No. Now I gotta run all the way up to the top. I got 600 seconds to do it. Move, little man. Move. This guy needs... Someone needs to light a fire under this guy's ass. I'll jump. Let me allow us to speed him up. There we go. Looks like I might just pass this level. I think I got it. Alright. Level 2! Honestly, I think this is the furthest I've ever gotten is level 2. I don't think I've ever gotten any past level 2 on this one. Just out of sheer frustration of having enough of this one. Maybe because I'm used to the Commodore 64 one, and that one is so much better than this. Even in the US, the crash was really only Atari. I had a C64 and Apple. Yeah, you know what? I totally agree with Grim Monolith there. I had no clue that the crash happened. It wasn't until much later when people told me that there was a crash. I was like, there was a crash? You know, to me, I always was playing games. I was still playing on my Commodore 64. I was still playing on my Atari, my Intellivision. I still played all my classic systems. It's just that, yeah, I guess you started to notice that a lot of the games were diminishing from the stores, and the prices were going down and stuff like that. And, you know, until the Nintendo came out, and then things happened, things changed, and all of a sudden gaming became top tier again. But to me it never changed because I was continuously playing on my Commodore 64. I never stopped. So, you know, to me it never really was a difference. I didn't really know a difference. The majority of C64 games came out in the UK. Yeah, that's true. I've actually been seeing a lot of games that I've never heard of, and they're really cool games. And you're like, yeah, that was, came out in the UK. Another game to torture myself. Moon Patrol! It's another game I think I can only get so far and then I just lose. But if you've been following the Intellivision Amico, they did a they've showed a demo of this game that's going to be on. You can actually play it. There's a playable version. I haven't actually tried it myself. The Atari Creep did. He did a little video where he played it. Yeah, I haven't actually tried it myself, but there's this is going to be one of the Intellivision Amico games. Moon Patrol. To me, this always reminds me of James Bond, because I played James Bond on the Commodore 64, and this was what it was like. The first level, anyways. There is a James Bond game on the Atari, but it's not as good. Definitely not as good as... Oh my god, that's where I always die. But definitely, they got inspiration from this game. Gotta be quick on that. Whew. Normally I don't pass those 2 jumps. Brian's Man Cave. You're a huge drain on my productivity. That's okay, I'm a huge drain on my own productivity. I'm playing video games now. I'm playing video games instead of making videos and editing. Or cleaning my house. Or all the other things I should be doing right now, but that's okay. It's nice to play some video games. Honestly, if it wasn't for Brian's Man Cave, I don't know if I'd really be spending a lot of time playing video games, because I probably would be filling my life with all these other things, and that would be a shame. I'd probably be cleaning my house, or sitting in front of the TV. I mean, I do have a Nintendo Switch that I play, but currently the one game that I just started playing, it's not even really a video game. It's a card game. So I started playing the Yu-Gi-Oh game, because I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day, and I just started picking the game up again. So been playing that on Nintendo Switch when I have time. Oh no! Dang it. I forgot, there's a way to turn on the music. I think it's one of the, what is it? Is it the difficulty settings? I don't remember. There's a way to turn on the music. One thing I learned when I did a video on this a long time ago. One of the switches that you can hit on the Atari turns the music on. I love the explosion of the car, or the dune buggy, or whatever the hell that thing is. I love watching it just explode. Kind of reminds me of Astro Smash when it explodes. Just keep shooting. Maybe I should try the James Bond game just for a hell of it. I know I played it once on my channel. Brian, the very first time I saw your name was in the Atari Facebook community, when Twitter, then finally YouTube. Huh. That's cool. Yeah, I tend to like try and advertise on all platforms, because, you know, not everybody uses every platform, so I'm kind of stuck doing it. You know, before I started this channel, I only had a Facebook page. I never, or you know, my own personal Facebook. I only went to Facebook. And then when I started this channel, I was like, you know, the best way to reach people is through Instagram and Twitter and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I didn't even know anything about all those things. I had to, like, research it and figure out, like, how do I start a Twitter account? How do I start you know, all these different social media things? Because, you know, I'm not that well versed in all this stuff. I'm the first to admit that. I'm not the greatest with cell phones. I'm not the greatest with all this new technology. And I mean, look at me. I'm playing Atari games in my 40s. So when you know, I had to like learn how to set up a Facebook account, and that's on top of already learning how to create a YouTube video and create a YouTube account. So everything was just fresh learning for me. And you know, it's still a learning curve on me. You know, I don't know, honestly, I don't know how Geeky Zombie King, how he does so many different posts on Instagram. Like, for me, I just don't know what to put there half the time. But it amazes me that he's got so many, like, every time I go on Instagram, I see, like, 5 posts, like, great posts from Geeky Zombie King, and yet I can do, like, 1, maybe 2 a week. I can't keep up. I just don't know what I'm doing. Where was the James Bond game? What was that called? Was it just James Bond? Jungle Hunt. James Bond 007. That's it. Yes, I know I have this one on, yeah. I have the cartridge for this. It's been a long time. Did you start live stream first or video uploads? Video uploads. I was actually petrified about the whole idea of live streaming. I didn't think I would ever do it. I was not confident enough to do a live stream because you know, there was just so much I had to learn, and I wasn't sure. And it wasn't until I think it was Sin Spacies, the YouTuber that I was talking about earlier, who's in Australia. I was talking with him, and he asked me if I wanted to be on his I guess it was like it's a series he was doing, a live stream series. Now, it's not the first time I did a live stream, because before Brian's Man Cave, I was part of this other thing. It was like part of another man cave type of thing, and we did live streams on there. But I wasn't the one doing it. I was just kind of like the secondary person, and so I was kind of on the stream, but I didn't set anything up on my own. I didn't, it wasn't my own, like my thing. It was like a joint effort. But when I started Brian's Man Cave, I didn't think I'd ever do live streams. I was totally worried about it. So as you can see, this kind of has that Moon Patrol feel to it. It doesn't look like this on the Commodore 64. It actually looks a lot more like Moon Patrol on the Commodore 64. On this one, it kind of looks weird, but you can see where I'm going. Being like a similar idea. But yeah, it was actually a friend of mine on Facebook that I got to know. He's a fellow DeLorean owner, because I'm also part of the DeLorean group on Facebook, because I have a DeLorean, and so when you have like a classic car like that, you tend to meet up with other people who also have a classic car. And so I got to know him through the group, and he saw my videos, and he was telling me he liked my Watch Me Suck at This Game videos and all that stuff. And one day he called me up saying that he knew somebody who worked with the what was it called? One of the arcade. Jeez, I forgot the name of it. What was it called? One of the arcade games, anyways. And he was like, maybe you should do a live stream with this guy. And I'm like, a live stream? And I thought, could I possibly do that? And I started looking into it at that point, and then yeah, my first live stream, actually, if you go back, is with Sonia, who was actually just on this stream today. She popped in. I don't think she's still here, but she popped in, and I was talking with her on Twitter a lot because I liked her pictures. She always had these pictures of her with video game stuff, and I was always chatting with her on Twitter, and so I thought, she might make a cool person to do a live stream with, and she agreed to it. So that was my very first live stream, was with Sonia, and I was probably about a year into YouTube when I did that. And let me tell you, I was nervous as hell when I set that up, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. I didn't know if the technology was going to fail me, if I was going to do it properly, if I'd even know what to say, and it was very scary. But I pulled it off. Somehow I pulled it off. And then I was doing those live streams where I was doing a lot of just guests kind of thing, interviews, and I had other YouTubers on. I had Patrick Hickey Jr. on, and I even had the Atari Creep. I even did one with John Hancock, the immortal John Hancock. So I was doing all these like live interview things. Nefarious West, like so many different YouTubers. Kevin from Happy Beard Games, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. I haven't done one in a long time though. And then I started doing these streams once I was able to figure out OBS Studio and how to actually stream a game. Then I started doing these. So this was quite the while into my channel before I actually started doing this stuff. Gaming with folks. Oh, I'm dying here. Half the people you just named are scam artists and definitely make a ton of money from YouTube. I hope you are not friends with John Scamcock. Come on, dude. In his fake museum. Ah, if you're one of those guys, then you're one of those guys. Hey Brian, what game is this? This is 007. James Bond. Whoa. I really enjoyed this on the Commodore 64. The Atari one's a little bit weird. I keep thinking it's like kind of more like Moon Patrol, where I can shoot straight up, but you can't. You're always shooting on that diagonal up. That helicopter dude is annoying. In fact, Subterranean might just be the best version of Defender to play. John Hancock is a scam. Brian, open your eyes. Why is he a scam? I don't understand that. In fact, I've been friends with John Hancock for a while now, and I actually talked to him personally. I don't I actually know the man. He's a nice guy, and I talked to him, so I don't know why he's a scam. Those helicopters are annoying. I like how you can get to that water level. I don't know, in this one the car is kind of weird. Hey, it's Smash JT! Cool to see you on the channel, man. Whoa. Yeah, the Atari creep is right. This isn't the place for that. If you want to trash other YouTubers, go ahead. Hancock isn't a scammer. He's just misguided. Well, I don't know. I talk to Hancock on Facebook a lot, and he's a nice guy. I mean, he talks to me all the time. I don't seem to have any problems with him. Even when I had my live chat with him, I didn't have any problems with him. So I don't know what the issue with Hancock is, or why people hate him so much. Sure, he talks about having a museum, and a lot of people don't believe it, but that's fine. Don't believe it. Nobody has to give the man money. You don't have to do anything. You don't like it? Don't watch his show. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to criticize the guy for what he wants to do. Mario Bros. I don't know. No, I'm not going to play Mario Bros. What's a good one here? My Golf. That was a fun one too. My Golf. That was a good game for the Atari. I still couldn't believe they made someone pulled off a golf game that actually was a golf game. You know what? Since I played Pitfall in the beginning of this stream, let's play, or Pitfall 2, I should say. Let's go into Pitfall. Which one is the original one here? The problem with all these ROMs is like some of them are not the actual ROM. Hancock does not like me very much right now. What did you do, Smash? What did you do? What did you say? Why doesn't Hancock like you so much? Brian, would you try Twitch? I looked into Twitch. Honestly, it's just another platform I'm not going to have time for. Unfortunately. I like streaming. I like doing this every once in a while. I wouldn't want to become like a full-time streamer, though. Maybe in the future, if things change. I think I just prefer making videos and doing the odd live stream here and there. But to me, Twitch is just another platform. And then I already have, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's already too many for me to keep up with. And just think of how many other platforms are out there, like TikTok and Snapchat, and I don't know, the list goes on. Keeping up with social media today, you gotta be a kid. Like, it won't be long before my 10-year-old daughter is gonna be telling me how to use technology, and I'm gonna feel like an old man. She's gonna be showing me how to use a phone, how to use this, and how to go there. I already feel like I'm struggling to keep up. Like I said, I'm a guy in my 40s playing Atari, for crying out loud. Whoa! Just got eaten by a crocodile thing. You know, I definitely feel old, especially when I'm at work. You know, a lot of the millennials and stuff, when I talk to them and I say, oh yeah, you know, I play my Atari, and they look at me like, what the hell are you talking about? Or I do a YouTube channel, and I play old games, and they're like, oh, old games, like, you know, PlayStation games and stuff? And it's like, no, Atari. And they're like, what the hell's that? And I'm like, oh crap. I have to kind of explain to them what an Atari is. It's like, there's a few that, you know, around my age, and they look at me like, oh wow, Atari? You play those still? Like, those systems still exist? I'm like, yes, yes they do. TikTok is crazy popular right now. I haven't touched that. I'm becoming an old man. Yeah, don't touch it. Apparently, TikTok is literally just, what, 1-minute videos of just people doing stupid crap. I mean, YouTube alone is already full of people doing stupid crap. And so, if that's all you want, if you just want those quick 1-minute videos, then go for it. I don't know. I don't see the point. I couldn't even make a 1-minute video. What would I talk about in 1 minute? It's really just stupid crap. It's hard enough for me to even make a video today that's not like over 10 minutes, because, you know, by the time you actually talk about things and get into details and show anything off, it's already like 7-8 minutes into the video. And sometimes I feel like the videos I do today are dragging on and, you know, go up to like 20 minutes, and I've probably already lost half the people's attention span. But, you know, I don't know, I couldn't. Even with my other channel where I do like the deck reviews or deck profiles of, you know, card games, I find it hard to not make a video under 10 minutes. Because I like to talk, I guess. I like to hear myself speak. Everyone talks a big game on the internet like there's no real-world repercussions until there are. Well, that's the thing, right? People are big talk on the internet, but if you were to meet them in person, they probably are nothing like that. This game is so much easier than Pitfall 2. Whoa! So incredibly hard and almost to prove slander or libel isn't something to worry about. Well, it's kind of like I was talking about earlier. There's people who do YouTube because they have a passion for YouTube, and there's people who do YouTube because they're just trying to get hits and visits and all that stuff. And then there's people doing YouTube who just want to slam other YouTubers. So, I don't know. There is such as free speech, dude. If you believe what I'm saying, I'm allowed to say it. Check the Second Amendment. Sure. Yeah, you know, say whatever you want. The point is, there's repercussions for what you say, right? That's why when I was talking about much earlier in the stream, there was a YouTuber who did a video where they were slamming me, and they were making fun of me, and they were calling me names, and the guy was like just trashing everything I talked about, and yada yada, and whatever. I mean, he's totally got the right to do that. If he wants to make a video and point me out and laugh at me and make fun of me and say all these horrible things about me, totally in the right to do that. Totally in the right. and I'm not going to do anything. I mean, what am I going to do? I put myself out there on the internet, and if people want to make fun of me, what am I going to do? I mean, that's part of accepting the whole thing of being on the internet. If you don't want that, if you're afraid of that, or if you hate that, then don't do it. Don't go on the internet, because it's just like any other personality out there. You open yourself up to attacks. Although I have been noticing a lot of the drama unfolding as far as YouTubers creating videos attacking other YouTubers, and then the copyright strikes and all that stuff. But so be it. Like, I don't. I'm still not sure why everybody hates John Hancock. I still don't get it. I understand that they don't believe he is going to have a game museum, and they think that he's just lying. But I hear a lot of horrible things about him, and I don't understand why. Because he doesn't come across as a horrible guy. He never cuts anybody down. He never says anything. But everybody has their own opinion, and if some people don't like him, they don't like him. That's fine. And I know he's well aware of that, and he's fine with that too. It's part of the game, right? People are gonna hate you. Not everybody's gonna like you. There's people that don't like me. I understand that. People are gonna make fun of me. They're gonna laugh at my videos and stuff. And I've had a lot of people tell me my videos suck and whatever. Some people have given me some pretty harsh criticism, and that's part of the game. That's what it is. My point is, I'm just going to keep doing what I do, and if you guys like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't have to come back. That's all it is, right? There's a billion videos on YouTube, video creators on YouTube, and if you hate me, then hey, that's fine. There's a ton of other people you can go and watch. It's just like TV. You can put it on TV, and you can find a ton of things on TV you hate. You don't have to watch that show. You can turn it off, put something else on. I don't want to get worked up over something I have no control over. And I feel like this community, like the retro gaming community, is a pretty small community as it is, right? So it's just great to find people that actually like playing games and talking about the same stuff you do. It's just not a big enough community to create all this hatred and negativity. For what? It's video games, for crying out loud. We play these for fun. Oh, jeez. Oh. I know how libel works. Burden of proof is on Hancock. He has to prove it's a lie. Almost got my butt bit off. Life is too short to hate. If you don't like something, just don't support it. Exactly. Exactly. Javi O has it right there. You don't like it, turn it off. If you put on your TV and put it onto a station and you don't like it, you change the channel. Stu's Game Reviews. Make me a moderator on your channel and I'll take care of the trash for you. Yeah, I don't have any moderators actually. I've never come across a problem right yet where I've felt that anybody was needed to be removed. Ow. Ow. Those bloody logs. Heck, the Atari community itself is small. That's true. I mean, you know, the other thing is, the Atari community, we're all in our 40s, a lot of us anyways. I'm not going to say everybody. There's a lot of younger people that value Atari, but a lot of us are in our 40s, around there, 40s, 50s, and we haven't kept up with a lot of the modern technology, so a lot of them are not on things like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and so the small majority that are the ones that get together. It's not that there's not a lot of people that don't like it, it's just that there's a lot of people that are just not on these platforms. And things like YouTube is dominated probably by a much younger generation that don't really know Atari. And that's why things like Minecraft and Roblox and, you know, all the modern, newer stuff get millions and millions of views, because that's the audience. They're the kids. They're the ones that come on these platforms, and this is why TikTok is taken off, because it's a kids platform essentially. The kids gravitate to this stuff. The people like us, there's a lot of us don't even go on these things. There's a lot of people that refuse to have a Facebook account, or even when they do go on YouTube, they're not on it to subscribe to channels like mine. They don't even care about subscribing. They don't hit the thumbs up button. They don't, you know, they just kind of show up and go, oh, that's kind of cool, and then that's about it as far as that interaction goes. Oh jeez, I'm gonna die. Oh, I didn't die. Whew, thought I was gonna die. So really, you know, the environment, it's different. And then, you know, sure, there was a breed of people that jumped onto the platform because maybe, you know, they watched the Angry Video Game Nerd and stuff like that. And I have to be real here. I mean, the Angry Video Game Nerd was my first real experience. Well, this Classic Game Room and Metal Jesus Rocks were the first few videos I started watching on YouTube. I was really late to the party. And that's when I really started, like, I didn't know that this stuff was on YouTube. I didn't know that people played video games like this. I had no idea. I had my own collection of games in my basement. I played them on my own time. I had no idea, and then all of a sudden, I don't know why, but one of them just got recommended in my video feed, and I started watching it one day, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, and then I started watching Metal Jesus Rocks, and I'm like, oh, so this is a thing. That's how late I was to the party. By the time I started my own channel, I was already, you know, watching other YouTubers going, you know, this seems like fun. This seems like something I can do. And then I moved on, you know, to other YouTubers, like the Atari Creep and Retro Now and the Retro Raider and a lot of other YouTubers that just we're always talking about the same thing. J-Love, lots of people. Linda A.K., the Gamer Girl. All these great YouTubers that I just started to get to know through this platform. Not just the giant ones like Metal Jesus and John Hancock. And there's just so many great small YouTubers that were just fun to watch their videos and then communicate with them. Yeah, the Atari Creep is creepy. CGR was so good, I missed the hell out of it. Yeah, even Gamester81, he's still going. I remember watching his videos a lot too. Gamester81, and you know, a lot of people trash him too. I don't know why. No Swear Gamer, probably one of my more favorite YouTubers out there for this type of stuff. No Swear Gamer does a lot of great stuff. He does a lot of reviews, a lot of great reviews, and every time I want to learn how to play an Atari game, I always go to the No Swear Gamer site, because he knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing. He takes the time to actually play the game properly and explain how to play the game. So I always go to the No Swear Gamer. There's a bunch of other YouTubers that I always like to go and watch. And the thing I like is that everybody has their own style. Like, the Creep has his own style. The Atari Creep has his own style. Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, has her own style. J-Love has her own style. Smash JT has his own style. Everybody's got their own style, and that's what I kind of like. Like, it doesn't feel like every YouTuber is the same. Like, some of them, sure, try to copy others, but it just feels like everybody's got their own thing. And they're all good at their own thing. And the other thing is, I like is that it's not always perfect. Like, all this stuff is just, you know, we're doing this in our own homes, we're editing it on our computers, we're not writing out storyboards and scripts and you know, spending all this time trying to make the best video out there. It just feels like these people are like people you hang out with and have a lot of good times with. Like, I've never met the Atari Creep in person, but I feel like I have. Like, just from his videos, just from talking with them on Facebook and stuff. And you don't get that with TV and movies and all the other crap out there. Fox Toys 2. I hate the Game Chasers content. Not really familiar too much with the Game Chasers. Essentially, I think there's a huge war between the Atari 2600 community and the Commodore 64 community. Well, that's weird. I don't know why anybody would be against anything. If you're a retro gamer, you shouldn't be against other retro games. I would not feel comfortable playing some old guy. Talks toys. Yeah, toys is fun to talk about too. Hey, speaking of the No Swear Gamer, look who just popped into the chat. The No Swear Gamer. Maybe he heard me talking about him. I don't know. I'm feeling the reason why he's gone downhill is that content scripted now by folks like Green and Justin. Well, you know, scripting content, to me, it's not bad. I personally don't do it because I don't think I'd be able to do it. I don't have the good memory, and I'd have to put the script in front of me, and I'd have to look like I'm reading it. And so that's just why I don't script content. Mainly is because I would suck at it. Like, I take notes. I literally write notes on pieces of paper like this, and sometimes you'll see when I do a video, my eyes will look down and I'll try and read my notes. But even then, after I'm done the video, I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to talk about that. Oh well, it's not gonna happen. Or I'll do another video and I'll try and do it again, because I usually try to do my videos in one big take. I don't do my video in chunks and then edit it all together like a, you know, whatever. Looks like the Gaming with Forks is still talking about the Hancock issue. Creep. You dudes are making me blush. Nope, I didn't realize you were talking about me. Just wanted to say hi. Yeah, it's just funny that you popped in on the chat just after I was done talking about how you're one of my favorite YouTubers. That's hilarious. You just like popped in there like, are my ears ringing? What's the rarest Atari game you have? Atari VCS Archive. What's the rarest Atari game you have? Mine are Tooth Protector, Sword Quest, Waterworld, and Chase the Chuckwagon. For me, I guess Chase the Chuckwagon would be my rarest one. I have the Chase the Chuckwagon cartridge and the manual, but I don't have the box. I ended up buying that off of somebody from Facebook who she had it when she was a kid. She got it off of, I guess she did the whole mailed in the Purina things, the dog food things, and ended up getting the game. So she was the original owner of the game, and so she had the cartridge, she had the manual, and she put it up for sale on, I think on Atari Age, on the Atari Age Facebook group, and I saw her post come in, so I jumped on that. Most rare gamers' rarest is probably Spy Hunter complete with plastic tray. Nice! I only have the cartridge for that, and that was pretty expensive just for the cartridge alone. Let's play. I know a game to play. My buddy Mr. Toon loves this one. I think it's Mr. Toon that loves this one. There's a few people, or is it? Maybe it's not Mr. Toon. Who is it? Oh crap! Is it Mr. Postile? There's somebody who likes Popeye. So let's play some Popeye. I don't think he's on the chat, but I have all the Mystique adult games sealed. Holy crap! My rarest Atari 2600 is Princess Rescue. That would be cool. I only was able to play that on the emulator. So Subterranean. Oh yeah, I need to try that. Sorry, Extreme Wreck 2000. Yeah, I need to try that Subterranean. So let's just give this a quick play and then I'll try that if I have it. This is Popeye. I think it was Mr. Toon that likes this game. Oh, jeez, now I'm second guessing myself. I know there's one of the fans of my show that talks about Popeye all the time. Oh! Oh, jeez. I don't have anything against the British. Oh, jeez, I'm losing all over the place. I'm anything against the British, but I'm against PAL format. Yeah, I remember seeing games on eBay and stuff like that, and then being concerned if it's going to be the PAL format or the NTSC format, and you always have to look for where they're selling it because they don't always tell you. And sometimes the PAL game might be cheaper than the NTSC game, so you really have to know. Eek. Bury your ET, it will be worth more. Yeah, throw some dirt on it, say you got it from the garbage pile. Step on it a couple times. Maybe get Ernest Klein to sign it. It'll be worth some money. Or even better, get Howard Scott Warshaw to sign it. I mean, he did create the game himself, so... Uh-oh. There's a heart at the bottom of the screen, I gotta get it. I think Mr. Toon is talking about the cartoon, not the video. But I think he's also the fan of the video game. Or am I thinking of... It's the thing, there's a bunch of different people that talk about games on my channel a lot, so... You know, I thought it was Mr. Toon that was a big Popeye fan. But then again, it could be, oh... Who else is there? My brain is not functioning right now. Anyways, still a fun game. Whoa. I punched too early. I actually like this one on the Intellivision. My favorite's always going to be the Commodore 64 version, but I really had a fun time playing this on the Intellivision. And I only played it on one video so far, where I did a comparison video. I think it was this versus the Intellivision versus the Commodore 64? I don't think I had it on the ColecoVision at the time. Actually, I'm starting to wonder now if I actually do have it on the ColecoVision. Now I can't remember. Level 2! Even this level's so different than the Commodore 64 version. Oh, the Atari 8-bit version, yeah. No Swear Gamer's talking about the Atari 8-bit version. Now, again, that's a system that, you know, I don't have a lot of games on, and there's so many great games on it. But you don't find them very often. At least I don't find them very often. The games I have, I got majority of from the flea market near my house. And that's because the lady that runs the booth, she bought a huge collection of Atari games from someone. And there was all these 8-bit games. And I saw them there, and she wanted, like, she was not asking a lot for them. And I thought, well, I don't have a system that can play it, but I would definitely be interested in buying one at some point, like getting my hands on an Atari 800 or 400 or something like that, or XE. So I thought about it, and I ended up picking up one on eBay. I picked up the Atari 400, sorry. And so then after I won it off of eBay, I went over to the flea market, and I'm like, please still have the games, please still have the games, please. And she still had them, so I bought out her collection of Atari 800 game, or whatever you want to call them, 8-bit games. And yeah, so I got a you know, pretty small amount, but I'm just finding that I'm not finding them anywhere else. Like, you pretty much have to go on eBay or somewhere, and a lot of games are pretty expensive. She actually does have one still. It's I think it's Jungle Hunt. She's got it in the original box sealed, which I thought was kind of cool. I didn't ask her how much she wanted for it, because I just noticed it the last time I saw her. And that was just before the Christmas holidays, and I was looking at her showcase. I'm like, is that an Atari 8-bit? And she's like, oh yeah, I got that one too. And I was looking at it, and I didn't even ask her how much she wanted for it. I'm just like, oh, that's pretty cool. Let's see here. What was I looking for? Was it called Subterranea? Is that the game? Subterranea? Yeah, Subterranea. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. LMNOP, I know my alphabet. TU, Subterranea. There it is. Wouldn't you know? There's two of them. So let's just pick the first one. What on earth is this? Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna shoot at everything I see. Holy crap. Can you kill that thing behind? No, you can't go, that's about as low as you can go. That's it. Guess you have to keep shooting these things that thing just spits out. Stu's Game Reviews. I have a few loose 8-bit carts if you want. Yeah, sure. Stu's Game Reviews. Hit me up on Twitter or Facebook and let me know what you got, and maybe we can make some deals. We'll find out if I don't have the game and how much you want for it and all that stuff. We can definitely talk about that. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook. Just look up Brian's Man Cave. What's going on? Am I supposed to pick that up or something? Oh. Weird. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's pretty neat. Now now it's turned into like Defender. That's pretty cool. Not a bad game. What are those, skulls? I'm assuming I can't touch that pink thing. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna hurt me. I wonder what I'm supposed to do though. Just getting blown up. Oh, there's an opening. Look at that. Okay. There we go. Wow, that's pretty cool. I don't know why, but this game is sort of reminding me of Transformers on the Commodore 64. I don't know why. Maybe it's the graphics or something? That alien dude's kind of funky. With those little spider legs things. Never touched the pink thing. Yeah, Mike Mayberry. Never touch the pink thing. If you're playing video games and you see something pink, don't touch it! It's never good. I'm looking for the hole in the pink thing. Ugh, I can't help but feel that this is getting a little bit X-rated. Seriously, how far do I have to go? Maybe I have to shoot so many things. And then something happens? Oh, there it is. And those things you can't kill, so it's just a... Yeah. Maybe I'll try to go this way. Or does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's all about hitting the certain amount of things. Nah, sink the pink. Oh, man. Pink is an unauthorized color in Atari 2600. One thing the Atari got right was figuring out how to utilize colors. Holy crap. Really? Whoa. How do you get through two of those things? You have to shoot all the enemies to get to the next level down, yeah. This is like a Defender meets Hero meets... I don't know. It's actually a pretty cool game, though. You know, if this was actually in North America and marketed properly, I think this would have been a hit game. It's too bad it never really surfaced. I just got here. What game is this? Subterranea, it's called. Whoa. Apparently it was only in Europe. We weren't graced with this beautiful game in North America. I think it only exists in the PAL format, so... Because Atari Creep's asking if the No Swear Gamers reviewed this. Probably he hasn't, because if it didn't exist in the NTSC format, I don't know if No Swear Gamer ever did anything that was exclusively PAL, because he's not in the PAL region. And I don't know, unless you get like an Atari that can play PAL games. Nope, got it, but haven't played it. Oh, so he does have it. Wow. I have over 12600 games still to cover. Holy crap. Well, I guess that answered my question. It's in the works. I don't know, what happens if you take a PAL cartridge and try and play it on an NTSC Atari? Like, does the game work and then the colors are all mixed up, or... I always just figured it wouldn't even work. I'm not a pro on that. I don't have any games that are PAL, so I've never actually tried. Yeah, like I said, no Swear Gamer, he's where it's at. When you want to learn how to play an Atari game, if he's done it, he's one of the best people to go to. Wasn't there a Magic game that was only released in PAL? Wingmore. That's a good question. Alright, well, I think I need to, like, play one more game, and then I need to check out, because it's already, like, 11:30, and... yeah, it's getting pretty late. It's 11:30 where I am at night, anyways, and... I've been doing this since, what, 8:30? I don't know. Let's find one good game to play. Yes! That is the game. It came out in NTC, but it's rare. Oh, okay. Nice. So let's play some Yar's Revenge. And I'm going to be the first to admit that I am not good at this. One of Howard Scott Warshaw's prouder games that he created. Crap. Bloody missile. Oh, just missed him. So I mean, my timing on this game is always off. As you can see, I can never hit the bloody guy. Come on. Oh. Shoot that ninja star thing at me. There we go. Didn't this game come with a comic book or something too? Or something to do with it? I don't know. I only have loose copies of it, so... I have a very, 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 very small collection of boxed games. Okay, that was accidental. I didn't actually know I was going to hit him there. And so is that. I don't know what's going on here, but... PAL game by mistake, booted but unplayable. The screen was really off center in my HD TV. I heard some random modern TVs can adapt, but I don't know if that's true. Yeah, that's what I've always heard, that some of them they work, and maybe the color scheme is off, or the centering is off. Oops. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh my god, I just shot myself with my own missile. How is that even possible? Bad targeting skills, I guess. Again, I shot myself with my own missile. Nice! It did come with a comic, so good too, if you like that kind of shit. Yeah. I remember there was a Atari comics that came out too during those days. Of course, you know, today you would expect things to have a comic book. They would have a, you know, anything that becomes popular goes into everything. You know, we kind of had that too with the breakfast cereals. Like I said earlier in the stream, you know, when you played, you know, when you were into things like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, and they all had their own cereals. Once anything becomes popular, you know, TV shows, comic books, movies, you don't just get one thing, you get the whole package. If you weren't playing Nintendo, you were eating Nintendo for breakfast. Oh, jeez. I know there's a Yara's Revenge 2 that's also on the flashback. And it's like, well, it plays very much like this. It's just it's kind of like in a square, and there's more to it. DK cereal was just called Crunchy. Very original. I'm a sucker for DK. Anything Donkey Kong. I probably would have bought Donkey Kong cereal back in the day. I remember buying Pac-Man cereal, though. I do remember Pac-Man cereal. Wasn't too bad, though. It was kind of like Lucky Charms. It was just like, you know, Marshmallow Ghosts, I think, was in it. And it was just like regular corn puff balls. It was pretty much just Lucky Charms repackaged as Pac-Man. I knew that. They didn't fool me. I wonder how much the Sword Quest Waterworld comic is worth by itself. I might guess 50 to 100. Sounds about right. Any of those comics are probably worth money, because I have tons of the like Earthworlds and all the other ones, and just the cartridges, and no boxes, no comics, no nothing. RC for the NYC, what's up? Just playing my final game here. Yara's Revenge. If you're not familiar with Atari, that's what this is called. One of the finer games to come out on the system. If you're on the Atari Age Facebook group, you'll notice that they use the graphics from this game as their kind of headline thing, or banner. Supposedly Howard Scott Warshaw is in that group and makes posts every once in a while, but I don't think anybody's actually been able to verify it, if it's really him or if it's just somebody posing as him. So but he does every once in a while make a post, so I don't know if I've ever talked to anybody that really knows him to say that it's actually him. So. Oh, jeez, shot myself again. One more man, we can do it. Wish I could just shoot this guy. I always have to use the damn missile. Just timing it, not getting hit by that little missile thing in the air there. That's what really drives me nuts. There we go. Buzzsaw versus Fly. That's a good one. What is that thing, anyways? Like, I know you're a bug or a fly or something. What exactly is that thing that you're attacking? Good night, Brian. Good night, everybody. Had fun hanging out. Yeah, thanks a lot, Geeky Zombie King, for popping in there. Hey, and we also got Simon Belmondo popping in. Just as I'm about to head out. Thanks everybody for coming in. This was really awesome. So many great people came in today. Normally I try and go through the list, but too many people have popped in. I don't want to miss people. But anyways, thanks everybody for popping in to the chat. It's been a lot of fun. This is my first live stream of the year, and it's always fun doing this. I don't always get a lot of time to go and do this, and when I do get the time, it's cool, and hopefully I can do some more, and I look forward to a lot of you guys coming in. I still have to look for a good time to do these type of live streams. Like Saturday night seems to be a good night. I used to do it on like Thursdays, I think, no, Fridays or something, I don't know. Sometimes on Sunday nights and Monday nights. I've been like experimenting with what nights are the best time to do these type of things, and when everybody's on and when they can come on and chat, because that's really what we do, right? We do these things for the chat. Like, the games are fun too, but I always love talking to you guys. I always love talking to the Creep here, and the Atari Dude, and RC, and Nose for a Gamer, and Mike Mayberry, everybody that just pops in here. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. Even though, we talk on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and stuff, it's just really cool to have this kind of interaction. Anyways, thanks everybody for popping in. Hope everybody has a great night. Here where I am at, we're covered in snow, but that's okay. I'm, Canadian. I'm used to it. Anyways, thanks everybody again for popping in. Hope you leave some comments down below later on. Come back to the stream, leave some comments, say what you liked about it, say what games you missed, and throw it all in there. And talk to you later.